up against Oxygen Esports. Both of them looking for a bounce back, but only one of them can do so.
Only one for sure, and we are about to get started. KCP looking for their first game win in the tournament. Oxygen looking for their first series win. Really, both teams are. Let's see how this one shakes out. Head on the kickoff, we're underway.
Of course, Hunter, joining up on this new squad. Play some Super Lucky. I do want to see more of him on this LAN international stage. And I mean, these guys, Pioneers, they competed at the Fall Major with their previous roster. They went out 0-9 in Swiss. That's definitely a call for a change. And right now, they haven't gotten the results that they wanted yet, but there's still a lot of Rocket League to be played, and this is where you prove yourself.
And get us started. It's a good initial clear by Scrub. I like the idea on the high touch from Hunter, but it was just too far away from the corner where he tried to recover. They get forced back to the back wall.
So far, slower approaches from Oxygen. I think that's the game plan. We talked about over-aggressing if you're Jorius, and maybe one player goes in too much or rotates in too heavy. And with that solo potential, as we're seeing now, as solo air dribble across the pitch, then opts for the pass, almost worked out, but Oxygen Esports, they have been on offense this entire time. First minute came and went, and Oxygen holding all the pressure.
Still, I like how KCP are rotating. Every touch is clear into the corner. You are forcing Oxygen to work around on defense. The ball's just not kicking straight back out to Oxygen. But that only affords you so much. Like, I mean, Banana Head really had to dive forward for that. Now they're under some pressure. Rise doesn't get the bounce that he wants. It bounced straight into Hunter. It was no boost. Gets another clear.
Rotating out. No players downfield, and that should be an easy clear, but nice response from Banana Head.
Ooh, love that 52.
Pitch down, and yeah, you can see the angle he approached it with. And you love that whenever, you look at 50-50s, you look at challenges, and you think there's no way you can try and force it a certain way, but there certainly is with these cars, the way you approach it. And right there, Pioneers trying to take advantage of it.
A lot of that art of the 50-50 really comes down to the
book about that. The art
right.
of the 50-50.
I mean, it comes down, or Chaussette, I mean, really, but it comes down to economical dodge use, right? Choosing the timing of your dodge, or sometimes not dodging into it. About, do I boost into this touch?
Yeah.
There's so many little things on challenges that can really be the difference maker between you winning it, getting it to your teammate, or it being a forced own goal or something crazy like that. Ooh, Oxygen,
okay,
a nice push and a demo. That'll get the first goal for Jorius.
I think we were waiting for this. A lot of pressure. The first half has certainly been all Oxygen. Two players almost committed. Banana Head, you see he wanted to go for that challenge. I think in that situation, you let Banana Head, who's already on the backboard, go for it. He gets there earlier, but instead, a slower one approaches. The defender couldn't catch up. 1-0 for Oxygen.
It was a good challenge from Rise as well. Talk about challenges and forcing the opponent to make a bad touch. He gets above it, and Banana Head felt the threat of a dunk, so he hit it straight out, but it came right back out to an Oxygen defender. Now they are getting Goomba stomped in midfield. Pioneers can get down. I actually, not too shabby from Pioneers. Do break through. I do think Oxygen created that opportunity more than Pioneers gave it to him. There just isn't much bite right now to KCP's offense.
I mean, I don't expect at all. I mean, the Pioneers are certainly a world-class team, and I don't expect it just to be freebies given out to Oxygen. But with what we've seen in plays like that developing, I think creating chances won't be too difficult for the blue side. I just wonder, I mean, how do the Pioneers stay on offense? They'll get these little bursts of passes downfield where they might get one, at best 2 chances on the net, but that's all they can sum up. I think they need to hold pressure more, try and starve them out, because you're getting immediately turned around.
Well, they even had the setup. Like, you got the midfield boost. Oh, that flick just off, and oh, great
save
block from Scrub. That one almost assuredly felt like a goal. Great touch from Jorius. Rise has a little bit of space. But still, KCP, they lined that up well. First man gets ultra aggressive. You force first man of Oxygen to make a decision, and now KCP get it. They pick up a demo off a Banana Head. Here's a pass to Hunter, but cut off. Nicely done by Oxygen.
And they forced a double commit out of Oxygen. That sequence. Speaking about sequences, here's Oxygen as they take some boost, hold more pressure. And you're right, KCP, it looks good. It looks structured. There's no denying that. But is it enough to take out the entirety of the defense? You might get past 1, 2 players, but that third man always has to save, Jordan.
Yeah, they're get the first touch, the second touch, almost what you're talking about even with shots. But then it's the pressure building touches. KCP, though, starting to look a little threatening. Can they actually get shots on net? That's been the one thing they've really been missing. You got the breakthrough on midfield. Banana Head, good carry. Don't have real possession. Here's a good touch. Leaves it. Nobody from Oxygen gets there. Jorius, late, he had no boost. Rise got the catch, just has to kill it. He does, but that's KCP ball. Scrub trying to get it to the ramp. He's got it. He's got to contend, though. Rise kicks Scrub out of the way. And Oxygen win a close game 1.
Close game 1 indeed. And Rise, there was a big mistake, a huge whiff there. I'm not sure if it was intentional. He might have known that no player from KCP was around him, but
called off, maybe.
Yeah, potentially called off. But even with that information, I still think Pioneers are respecting him a little bit too much. So much space given to Rise to get that touch, not applying the pressure. But overall, a good game 1. They were able to build upon a little bit of what we talked about.
I think the reason they weren't able to break out so consistently, they weren't winning their corner boosts very often. And every time Oxygen are rotating out, you see them also taking small pads. And it was very staggered approach from Pioneers. I thought they managed their boost pretty well, considering Oxygen kind of dominated in the stealing department. But like I said, KCP in the midfield, there wasn't any bite. You know, they had 2 shots, and I think one of them was a scrub clear from across the field, which wasn't a real shot.
Well, and you're going to get better opportunities the more you hold pressure. With the play style that we're seeing right now out of the Pioneers, the counterattacks have to be so well thought out and planned.
Yeah.
And at this moment, it doesn't seem like that they even have much of a counterattack moving for them because they don't have the boost, like you said. If you're pushing out of your own end and you have no boost, there basically is no counterattack, Jorby, and that's been the issue for the Pioneers. No counterattacks, no boost. And now, what's the change? What are they going to do?
All that being said, I do like their structure on defense. They're still very poised. Now look at this, they got a breakaway. Banana Head sizes it up and Scrub puts it up high. Archie lost and again, Turtle, they draw it up, but they can't actually get a shot on.
Yeah.
Here's Banana Head, too high. That one, Banana Head, that needed to be on target. You caught Oxygen lower on the ball, and that was gonna be a tough save if you could hit that on the bar. Scrub putting this one up at KCP. Looking threatening here against Oxygen, but they just can't hold on to the ball. Banana Head avoids one, but Scrub is going the whole way back. Hunter has to try to force Jorius off the ball. But really tight. Rise wants the pass. He had to go back. Archie shot to 9.
Good read from Banana Head. Infiltrating that lane. Taking the boost now. This could be a good bit of possession where you're starving out Oxygen. But Scrub is so far back. I mean, he can't even go for the challenge. He does lead forward, and instead of staying up, he gets the demo, but that's not enough to hold possession. And it's still, it's getting drawn up well, Jorby. It looks good. The structure's there, but waiting on that final execution, it's 1 or 2 decisions that just end up falling short.
Archie stays with that ball.
Here we go.
Rise really wanted to push. Waited to see how Hunter was pushing. He's got the reset by 1. Good chance for KCP to set up. You got Scrub or Hunter in the corner. Banana Head's gonna take it himself though. Drops the reset, but couldn't stay on the ball. Scrub chips Archie here, allows a 50 to come in. Just getting those chips too. That was happening in game 1.
This is good. This looks good. A lot more pressure. Midfield boost in possession of Pioneers. Bumped out the way is Oxygen. And they're looking for big booming clears now to relieve themselves of that pressure. Another demo from Scrub. Could be getting more physical, but be careful because it's a double-edged sword. The more you get aggressive, the more vulnerable you are on the defensive side.
Yeah. Banana Head got smoked. He couldn't see Archie, so he flips forward just to be in the area to try to make a try to contest the ball. Excuse me. And then Rise the bounce right off the crossbar as he comes down onto it. But it really comes down to Banana Head through the smoke, and he's got to be the one to buy time for his teammate. That was a tough one. Oxygen demo was big.
That's just what's so dangerous about getting more aggressive and trying to push forward more, Jorby, is you leave less and less room to make mistakes when you're rotating back. You have to be picture perfect with your timing if you want to match this play style, and unfortunately couldn't get it solid in that moment, in that sequence of events. But Oxygen Esports, they're holding things down. Last game was a 1-goal game, and This looks like it might just be that. A pass actually given to the Pioneers, and it's a free shot for Hunter.
They got a breakout here.
Look at this
Great
touch.
challenge from Scrub. Archie tried to get back
here?
in time, and then he passed it. He thought he could flush the ball to Jorius, but honestly, Archie needed to take that ball himself. He had lead on the ball. He's just got to protect it over to the corner. I don't think that's the touch he wanted. That feels like a mistouch for me, as I don't think he was expecting him to be able to turn there. But credit to Hunter, he still had to make the shot, and he threw a rocket on net.
The only thing I could see in that situation would have been, like you said, a potential back pass to Jorius, banana head, and that's the picture-perfect timing I was talking about. If you get aggressive, you got to get up for the challenges, find the interceptions, and somehow get involved and in front of those shooting lanes, and he does that. Still all tied up. Capitalize that mistake. Pioneers got their first goal. Can they build on it? Hunter wants to do it right here alone, 1v1 against Archie, but quickly denied.
Oxygen not using each other well right now. KCP are benefiting off of it. Last few pushes on offense has been attempted doubles off the corner, solo plays, trying to force their way through the Pioneers rotation. Maybe they get something here. Jorius jumps, he gets down. Archie, no boost. Still a setup.
Pumped. Look at that play from Scrub. He's rotating back, wants to get involved, takes out Rise behind the ball. And this is what's creating more pressure. Hunter doesn't have any boost to his name, so he's rotating all the way back. It's going to be a slower challenge and a double commit for the Pioneers, but that actually might have thrown Oxygen for a whirl. Unable to get the proper read, but they're able to speedily go back down the other side. Banana Head, nice 50-50 in the corner, and things have slowed down within the final minute. Both teams don't want to create or even give an opportunity to the other team.
Big challenge from Banana Head. But then Rise swipes with his own challenge. Until we see that corner boost on the right side. Receive Rise's attempted clear. It's been a physical game for both squads. Crucial bumps on both sides, preventing high-pressure opportunities. Hunter now getting in front of it, but reset. Kicked the ball too far in front of him. Jorius did kick it out, like you said.
Oh, it's tense, Jorby. I'm loving this.
He wants to go for it. He's got no boost.
This is great. I hope we get an OT. Wait for some drama all day. I feel like we've gotten some good games, of course, but this could be a banger of a series if the Pioneers end up battling back, and they could do so in the midfield, 8 seconds remaining.
Pop up for Scrub. Off the wall. Everyone really far back on KCP, not wanting to give up the game-losing goal. And here is overtime, Turtle. A much better game plan for Pioneers in game 2.
Absolutely, and punishing with their first goal and also able to hold some possession. Rise doesn't have too many outlets, instead wants to go for a 50-50. Scrub is alone. Good patience to dodge the demo, then set it up for Banana Head, but he gives it right away to Jorius. He will gladly send this one over to Rise. But like better 50-50s.
I feel like that's the first connection Oxygen actually had in the third. And they were immediately challenged. And
look at the speed.
They haven't used each other enough. KCP have certainly made it difficult for them to connect. Uh-oh, did they just catch them out? The shot was a little wide on Jorius is clear. And again, it's Scrub barely barely getting back. Now Archie got the reset off the ceiling, but they're not pulling KCP off this back wall.
Not pulling him off the back wall. And just like you mentioned, Jorby,
he's up.
They don't want to use each other too much. This is one of the first connections we've seen in the OT. A good clear down the other side. It looked opportunistic for Oxygen, and they keep hammering the backboard.
Scrub, Rise going for the bump, but Scrub gets the touch first and still gets the kill to the corner. Despite, I think the last 6 demos have all been Oxygen demoing Pioneers. They even get a double demo there. They have possession, but Rise, the ball just skips so far. He's not controlling the ball well there.
Scrub's gotta get a touch.
And he couldn't get there. Jorius got the clear out. The soft touch from Hunter. They're not giving the ball up for free to Oxygen. And okay, Banana Head, sure, just go for that.
And even when they do give it up for free, Banana Head's getting the dunk of his life, predicting where Oxygen want to go, but it's all for naught if they can't get a play, can't develop something on the offensive side, because as much as we want to talk about Pioneers, Oxygen have been the only team putting on shots and applying pressure.
Again, Jorius was waiting, and it's the soft touch to the corner, keeping Pioneers defense alive, but now they've lost it! Rise pushes through, pitches it in the net.
148 into OT, Jorius alone in the corner, puts up a flashy little pass off the top of the dome, rolls in front of the net, and that's one of the easiest finishes we're gonna see for Oxygen, all thanks to the hard work from Jorius. 2-0.
Good defensive try from Pioneers. I think the offense, though, died in that overtime. As soon as that reset, Oxygen took control of the game. They just turned on the blinders. Demo, high touches, forced them to overcommit, and they did. They got burned on it. Joria's caught them out in the one hole they found.
And to be honest with you, I felt like they were trying to dig themselves out of the hole that they had placed themselves in with that previous mistake from Archie. I mean, he tried to pass Notorious. I think that alone cut off a lot of confidence with the passing game for Oxygen. As soon as we saw that mistake from them, they stopped passing. They stopped going for defensive touches to each other, and the connection was not there. We even noticed that. But then you get into OT, and this happens a lot with teams. It resets mentally. You go back into old habits, old crutches that you can rely on, and that's the passing game for Oxygen. They trusted each other. You saw clears to each other, and finally able to put things away.
And there's a lot of comfort there when you know that your passes are all being cut off to just play ranked Rocket League for a little bit. Next man up, get the 50-50. When Pioneers stop winning 50-50s, their offense completely dies, and now you've taken control of the game again. So they can do exactly what you said and switch it back up, hit those passing plays, and unfortunately don't hit that goal.
And it's up to the Pioneers to see what's going on the field, whether or not they need to adjust or whether or not Oxygen are going for more passes. Scrub looking to make a difference. They've got to change things up. This is match point for Oxygen, and a free one for Archie. Doing a little dance in the midfield, getting around a couple of players. Rise, passes one, then Archie sneaks behind him, and Hunter flies by.
I don't know what Hunter was doing on that play. He drove forward as second man, despite Oxygen having possession. He had complete possession. I think maybe he thought he could get a demo or something. I think that's what was in his head, but very poorly executed if that's the case, and really cost Pioneers there.
Right, and the mentality, the atmosphere does feel kind of tense as I'm looking at the face cams of Pioneers. And I saw that goal go in, and emotionless with the reaction, with the response.
Those are the important moments. You got to be able to talk to your team.
You just need to have more positive energy, and obviously that might not be the case. We can't hear the comms, but just from what we're seeing, not boding well for the Pioneers, but they can adjust and they can battle back. We've seen the foundation, we've seen the pillars that these guys can stand on, have stood on through OCE, and it's why they dominated their region, but got to pull something else out of that bag of tricks.
Comes Archie downfield. Non-touch, Joria's hoping he could get a dunk. And ahead falls on it, but nothing there for Pioneers. And there, Archie happy to let happy to let him drill himself into that 50, and they get a free transition.
And that's two back-to-back plays where it's a slow, first touch, keeping it pretty much as patient as possible. One player keeps it to himself, and Scrub is doing a little bit of his own impersonation of that. But in the air, Hunter out to the midfield, and so much space for Oxygen to do what they want with the ball.
Hunter had no boost on that play either. He's been lost on the last couple of pushes. So he can find himself. Scrub. Shot denied. Still a pressure building chance. Second man's a little slow from Banana Head. It kicks out nicely. Back to Hunter. Got the first, the second denied by Jorius.
That would be so impactful for the Pioneers to get a flashy play, a double tap, maybe a flip reset, anything to revive this offense, this roster, because right now you're getting bullied in your own half, and Oxygen haven't had it work too hard for this. They're not overextending. It's a nice little pass off the ceiling. I think Banana Head there is getting also bullied in the back line, bumped out the way, 2-0.
Pioneers, just a couple of positional errors, and then the decisions out of that position just not made too much sense. You know, you can't overcommit against this team. Rise has punished them.
What is going on?
Rise has punished them every time for it. Like, even when Rise isn't scoring, he's been conducting the match just high touches. He knows that Pioneers are playing aggressively. Their first man's diving at that ball. So what has Rise been doing? High touches, soft touches. He's really been changing things up. And I mean, Pioneers are just kind of giving it to him. They're not responding with their own thoughts. Like, you have to slow it down. If you know Rise is going for those soft touches and you see he has possession, you have to let the play develop. It's not all about aggression and getting to every single 50-50. It's about when you challenge the ball, and their risk management has not been good.
I do think that last play is definitely going to hurt them. Their confidence. You had that third man coming through, just gave away possession, then both other teammates with ball cam stuck on, following it forward. Banana Head forced to get a goal line save. He does find it. Just under 2 minutes left. Very few signs of life for the Pioneers. And they've got to put something away. Anything special, some kind of tactic, whatever we haven't seen, needs to come out right now. Otherwise, Oxygen are just going to walk away pretty comfortably with this 3-0.
See if they can get anything going, but yeah, the shots, they haven't been there. Even that, just what can Hunter do? You got no boost. Best you can do is just kick it. And hope that Oxygen give you something to work with.
Good 50 from Hunter.
A demo from Banana Head, but it doesn't matter when Rise kills the ball and buys time for his team to respawn.
Oh, but that's another good challenge. Slow glimpses, but they still look good for the Pioneers. But it does feel like in game 3, Oxygen have hit the brakes. I'm not seeing them take nearly as much boost, waste nearly as much boost. They're just being patient behind the ball. Flip reset from Hunter could have been something to watch. A spectacle
Great
indeed.
pass.
Scrub with a good pass, received to himself, but sniffed out, and even that isn't enough to get past the Oxygen defense.
Yeah, this one, it feels like it's just a victory lap for Oxygen. KCP, you're in pretty much hero mode if you come back from this one. But like you said, no nonsense game from Oxygen.
Yeah.
Really mistake-free. I do think Rise had been the biggest annoyance for KCP to deal with.
Yeah.
He just knew how they were pushing. His IQ was massive this game. KCP will pick up this goal, but it just feels like it's a consolation prize.
Yeah, 19 seconds left. Unless we see something crazy, it does look like Oxygen are going to take the series. And I do agree, I think Rise, of course, is always going to be a monstrosity to deal with. Somebody frustrating, hard to read, to get a grasp on.
And Oxygen, right now, the other teams in their group, as Jorias will definitely seal this game up. Gen G versus Complexity going on the A stream.
And I'm hearing a lot of screams.
I hear tons of screams. I can hear Dazarin from over here.
And we're right next to the Rizzo booth as well.
Yeah.
I know they're going
That's
crazy.
that's gotta be a crazy game over there for sure. But for Oxygen, you could get a crazy result if
It's
Gen
like-
G beat Complexity.
They're at like a
Could
house
open up
party
the group.
going crazy, and we're over here having tea. We're sipping tea.
We are having tea.
We're very sophisticated over here. We're getting 5-1 games. We've got classical music on in the background.
Do Dutchmen drink tea?
I think so.
You think Jorias? You think he's
Who
a tea
doesn't
guy?
drink tea? Tea is great.
Archie doesn't look like a tea guy to me.
He doesn't. What is he? Like a coffee in the morning type of guy?
No, Archie, I feel Archie's an apple juice kind of guy.
What? Okay.
Yeah, he
Whatever
drinks
that
apple
means.
juice. What do you mean? What does it mean? He doesn't drink coffee. He drinks apple juice, bro. No, someone ask Archie that. Oxygen, take it in 3 games. The Broom stream